Hi, my name is Mike Daniel with the San Antonio Stone. I wanted to talk to you for just a moment about our identity as believers. You know, one of the greatest problems that I see in the church today is not that believers aren't fanatical enough about Christ, not first and foremost that we aren't attending or giving or serving in some capacity in the local church. The greatest problem that I see in the church at large today, and I mean both corporately and individually, because we are the church, you and I are the church. So the biggest problem that I think that we're experiencing as the body of Christ today is that we have an identity crisis. You know, an adolescent discovers who they are and they try to define themselves largely by other people's perceptions and what's significant and unique about them as individuals. So as an adolescent, a teenager, experiments with different kinds of music and different groups that they can be a part of, what gains acceptance from other people, what earns the pride and affirmation of parents and peers and potential dates and everybody else in their life. They might look at different groups they can belong to, different organizations that they can excel in, and the things they think they can be most successful in are more likely the things that they'll pursue. Notice it's not the things that they think they might enjoy the most, the things they think are the most significant, but rather it will be the things they think they can be the most successful at relative to other people. So someone might like tennis and dislike basketball, but because of the other people on the basketball team and their own unique physical attributes, they might be a better basketball player relative to other people on the team, and therefore be able to get a stronger sense of identity because of their unique accomplishment on that team. So the roles that they can have relative to other people tend to be a greater influence on their identity than anything else that they might enjoy or pursue or think of themselves from any other external source. So I think that we as believers have a similar issue. I think we are in sort of a Christian adolescence. We're trying to define ourselves by our success as believers, by the churches we attend, by the things that we possess, by the good that we do, by the number of people that we witness to, or the number of scriptures that we can quote, whatever it is, whether it's possessions or relationships or perceptions of other people. We're trying to define ourselves somehow as justifiable, as worthwhile, as significant. By the grace of God, through the finished work of Jesus Christ, He has defined you, not by your accomplishment, but by His character. He has chosen you not because of your capability, but because of His grace. In other words, He's choosing you, and your value doesn't come from what He calls you to do, but the fact that He's calling you. You're chosen. You're elected. You are called. You are empowered for the purposes of God, and your identity is not in what He's calling you to do or in what you're capable of doing or what you have as you walk that journey, but rather in the fact that He has called you. You and I get to, by the finished work of Christ, by His grace to us, by His love for you, we get to know that He's defined us as a son or daughter, as a prince or princess. We're called, we're chosen, we're His possession. I love what Paul says in Ephesians 1, where he says he's praying for the Ephesians and for all the saints, which means you and I, that we would know God's inheritance in us, the saints, that we would know our value as His possession. I pray that that will be you today, that you will know who you are, not by your accomplishment, but by His grace, and that whatever you might pursue to define yourself by, through competition, through coping mechanisms, through self-justification, through what uniquely identifies you among peers or family members, through other people's affirmation, through your own sense of accomplishment, through your defense of being able to sort of justify things about yourself or accomplish that you could say about yourself, things that you might possess or relationships you might have or not have, whatever it is that might define you circumstantially in your life or characterologically in your own accomplishments, I pray that the grace of God will overwhelm that you will see, as I'm just beginning to see, that what God calls you to and who He calls you is so much greater than what we could ever accomplish. So why pursue an identity, an adolescent pursuit of a role in life and circumstances, when we could have an identity as He defines us, as His. I pray that you'll walk in that grace, and you'll walk in that love, and walk in that power that He has toward you as a believer today, and experience more of His life by grace. Have an awesome day. God bless you.